and for the movie and the cast in whole. And my damage fucked those chances up. Because as you know, this is a very political thing. It's not about the quality of the material. It becomes like this positioning, political, and like to be attached to this heretic wasn't sexy. And so it fucked up her opportunities. And so like making amends there was, you know, how do you rewind that? You don't, you know? And though she never asked me to like, to do anything, you know, I reached out and we put it to bed as best as we could, you know. But that's another person who was she always showed up. She was always in my corner, even when it wasn't sexy. It's like my wife. It's like, it's not sexy to be married and have a kid with a dude who's like this public abuser of women, you know. Sometimes you know, I'll go look up like the response to my woman's film. You know, she had a movie came out not recently, and like there'll be comments like, you know, I don't fuck with this woman because she fucks with him. You know, that's heavy. You know, that my wife is like.
How does that make you feel?
Terrible, dog.
Explain terrible. Like what?
Terrible, like you converge into the kind of shame that makes you unproductive. Like you can make yourself.
Is that unfair?
No, it's not unfair.
You don't think?
No, it's not unfair. But it's not even about fair.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? It's not even about fair. Like fair don't really exist. You want fair, go to Pomona. But there's no fair in this life. So when I think about like, the emotions are real. Yeah. My accountability doesn't take away the very real, that comment that somebody feels that way towards my wife and that looks at her like she's somehow less than because she's still in my corner and that we share this bond. You know, that doesn't feel good to be that kind of influence on somebody's life. But equally, for me to put too much value into another person's opinion is to fuck myself. It's to fuck my marriage. It's to put me in the shame spiral that doesn't do the dishes no more. Now I'm just in like my own little haiku room, you know, just like spiraling into my little woe is me shit again. Right. And I've been there and I done that, you know. And so my job isn't to feel right. My purpose in life isn't to be happy no more. That's what my purpose used to be, which is such a shitty aim in life. My aim in life, in totality, my whole purpose for existing in life was to be happy. And that's not my purpose anymore.
And now?
Yeah, my purpose now is to be useful. And so it doesn't make me useful to my wife to shame spiral on some shit like that. It makes me useful to my wife to show up for my wife and be stable for my wife when we take our kid to the children's hospital and she's tripping. And I happen to have a relationship with God that centers me at this point where I can be in an environment like that and be able to hold it down in that environment.
Yeah.
Environment. So that's what my amends looks like today. When my wife is tripping and she looks at me like, what's gonna happen? Because my 3-month-old baby has a bump on her head that feels like something scary, you know, and we know now it wasn't. It was called a hemogenoma, which is really scary when you first catch that. You know, you feel like, oh man, this is, and my wife was tripping. And had this not all happened, I wouldn't have been able to show up for my wife and be stable in that environment and be able to look at her and really know what I was saying when I said God loves us. You know, he's cheating in our favor.
That radish farmer's dad.
Exactly.
You know, man, I found, you know, there's been so much resistance in my life, just like that I've touched personally. People know about my connection to you. Having you come on and do this. Yeah. Motherfuckers being like, are you out of your mind? You need to run from that dude. And it's like, it's just something that I've never really been able to understand, but a funny little anecdote.
Go.
You know, the last time you came up, you know, we had such a wonderful time. We kicked it with the kids still, you know, they still do, you know, the 5150 test that you taught them.
Oh yeah.
About the picture and the box and all. Yeah. They do it to everybody who walks in the house, like the little tricks, the little fucking side clown tricks you taught my kids. They do it to everyone. Like my little man, like they still, you're like a pied pipe, like this huge presence in my kids' lives, and that's your ability to touch. You know what I'm saying? And when we spent that day in Ojai, you know, my agents all called me, I think either right before that, right after that, and were just like, couldn't we just have Shia's number? We just feel like we could represent him, like this third, like they would have literally sucked the shit out of your ass, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, please, we just want to, they was just so thirsty, you know what I mean? Then this stuff went down, and some months later, I got to know Bo, and I got to connect with Bo, and we decided to put this thing on, at Slauson, and it was this beautiful event. And these same very guys were like, if Shia comes, we can't be there. And the casting directors that you're bringing to come see. And this is, for whatever it's worth, there's known and active members of a criminal gang in the piece. Yeah. But you've been accused of something, and they're no longer those people that were and to me the hypocrisy of where we're at in discourse in this country, period, but especially in this industry. It just was mind-blowing to me. And on one side, when we can have convicted murderers on this show, who by the way, they've done the crime and they've done the time, and that work has been done. Yeah. But that's something that's celebrated. But then when I want to have you on, this same industry that you've given so much to, in the same industry, they can't touch you. And does that hurt? Can you divorce yourself? Because that's not. I don't imagine you care about what those people think, no. right? No. So how do you decipher the not? Because I'm sure what you were saying, it really hit me, man. That you're driving down the street, people rolling down their window.
Bro, yeah. That number look familiar? I think it looks familiar, doesn't it?
No.
You sure about that? You ever heard of an airstrike?
Bro, I know YouTube pranks. It's not that easy. A person you're trying guys. Oh yeah, I know about airstrikes, bro. Are you guys like dangerous?
Well, I guess you could say that. Dangerous is kind of small to call us. We're much more than dangerous, if I could say. Ever heard of Anonymous?
Anonymous or Anonymous?
Yeah. Anonymous. The group.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Never heard of him?
Yeah, might have.
This is the clan leader.
Okay. Does it bring you peace? Ab kya bolu?
You've been public for so long, man, and I think you've been dealing with whatever the fuck look, I know what it's like to walk in a room and everybody knows. Like, I understand that now, that everybody knows who the fuck you are. You walk into a room and it's like, do they know you for your art? Do they know you for your scandal? Does it matter? Like how do you? Because that shit doesn't matter, but it does affect us. It is like you're a human being. Like, can you divorce yourself from the nonsense easily?
It makes me useful.
Tell me.
People don't question whether I was a fuck up. My shit was neon. So like my message when I'm talking to a dude who's in a similar situation, I don't have to do all this qualifying.
Right.
Yo, I don't gotta like walk you through all the bang bang. Right. You know what I mean? Like you know what it was.
Right.
It creates an avenue to be effective in somebody's life. The reason Bo is effective down there is because nobody questions him, right? It's like his shit was neon. Dude was the key holder of the Pueblos for a long period of time. So when he's moving around, youngsters don't like need him to like, I remember being in like, I was getting ready to get in, and I had no business in the middle of it, but it was quite a contentious thing running that theater program down there. And there's a whole lot of like race relations you had to deal with down there, and a whole lot of like art kids from like Studio City would drive down to the hood and like, after a while, like the neighborhood was like, man, fuck all this shit. Like, I don't want you down here, unless these opportunities for people from this zip code, then get out of here. And that became quite contentious. And I remember like watching Bo go and talk down every single one of these neighbors. And it was short conversations. And it wasn't rah-rah. It was like, they knew right away they were talking to tribe. This is what I mean by like, I'm in the tribe of the fuck ups, and I'm like a very public, sinner. very fallible person in the public sphere. And so what I think now my purpose is to not do this like the other examples that we've had of how to navigate something like this, which is to go after the woman or try to like win a court case or like get back into a fucking movie or like get back on at all. You know?
I think I heard a voice. Hello.
You know, my purpose, and I mean this with every fiber of my being, is to be instructive with my life so that I can be an advertisement, like a billboard for a principled way of living, and that this shit on the other side of being where I was is still fucking sexy. It's still glittery. It's still fun. I found my smile on the other side of this shit. I learned how to laugh on the other side of this shit, like genuinely. I found a group of friends around me. You know, I found purpose in my life.
Got this little girl, man.
I mean, that's like that's even that, as big as that is, that's almost an infinitesimal part of how, and feels almost like some cheesy pre-written version of what's available to a person when they start living towards this purpose. It's complete alignment, you know, like when your head, heart, and your spirit and the universe are in alignment, like what this agent is saying,
hello,
you know,
कैसे हो भाई?
Where are you from? कहाँ से हो?
भाई जम्मू कश्मीर से.
जम्मू कश्मीर. हम आंध्रा से.
अरे वाह.
AP.
कैसा दिन जा रहा है आज का भाई?
अच्छा. संडे है ना? संडे. हमको लीव. संडे मीन्स अ फंडे. हॉलिडे. कॉलेज को हॉलिडे दिए.
अच्छा. और बताना भाई.
it's like, you know, bro, I pray for dudes like that. Every night before I go to sleep, I pray for all my cheerleaders and all the naysayers. And then I ask God to give these people everything he would give me. Like my life is now, I've experienced ego death. And what that's allowed me to do is like open myself up to being what dudes like Brolin and not to lump them all to the same category, and I probably shouldn't even do that, but other dudes that, you know, Mel. I remember seeing Mel at the Oscars with his head held high, and I thought, I was sitting in rehab. This was the bullshit rehab, but I remember seeing that and thinking like, oh man, I could do it, you know? And this is, I'm trying to present a different version of that to the world, where it's like, all right, you know, the business aside and like all the ego shit aside, which really isn't my aim anymore, like my life is incredible. Like, I'm so fucking blessed. There's no cap in anything I just said to you. I got so much love in my life, so much joy in my life. Fearlessness.
Hello. Bro, you're doing all right, buddy. क्या बोलूं यार?
Yes. That I didn't have before, you know, a calm, a serenity. My life is full, and it's not full of like the stuff that I was chasing before. I'm not here to like find my way back into nothing. Those people who don't get down with me, they probably never will, you know. To say that I don't love the craft is not true, but it's secondary to this other thing I got going on, because this is all temporary. And I don't want to get too far into this route, but like, people may not forgive me, but I know that I have been forgiven, you know, and I know that I am loved. And when you really know that in your fiber and on a cellular level, then what people think about you, you know, like, God bless them. It's not that it don't matter, because to say that like, I'm blessed in that I am in the public sphere and that people do have judgments about me. I'm blessed for the judgments. They keep me in line, you know. It's about perspective on it, you know. Like it's that can't call it shit, you know. I wasn't supposed to be there for whatever reason. Now he's got his reasons, but he's got, you know, there's a bunch of other reasons that I wasn't supposed to be there for that. I think about the jobs that I got fired from when this shit just popped off, and I think, Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be there, you know. And there's a strange kind of weird validation on the other side when you feel like you've been saved from certain situations. And like, if I sit for 12 years, it's because I'm supposed to be sitting for 12 years, you know? If I never work again, that's exactly what's supposed to be happening. Like, my purpose isn't tied up in my craft like that anymore. And the other thing that's happened to me, because I've been blessed with opportunities since this shit happened, is when I do show up, my way of working is totally different.
How so?
It's free.
The universe.
It's free. It's like, I mean, I heard people talk about this, but it's not so like controlling and nitpicking and trying to figure out what I got in my pockets and how I'm gonna sit and let me do it this way, and like there's a perfect take and a fuck take and like, you know, it's not that anymore. It really becomes like this, like a jazz routine with me and the universe. You know, I pray before I do shit. I be looking at my coworkers like, bro, I love you. You know, I guess like the motivator isn't. It's a different propulsion system. And so, yeah, so even that has changed in my life. And I never thought I was going to work again. And the fact that the job that I got to come back put me into the church in a real way, not in a way that I had done it previously, in a very real way, felt almost bigger than the job. Wow. It still feels bigger than the job. Yeah. And so, I have a very defined version of God in my life. It's very defined, and I needed it defined. Now, that may not be for everybody, and that's cool. You know, you call it what you want. At the end of the day, what it really is it's just love. You know, every great Abrahamic text talks about the same shit. Like, God is love. And so I didn't know what love was. I didn't know what that actually meant. And what it is it's selfless service for your fellows. Mm-hmm. That's what love is. Mm-hmm. And so I never had really done any of that. I had never been a part of any of that. And so even Slauson, even the theater school was ego. It was straight up ego. Watch me bring art to the hood. And you know, looking back on it, I could navigate a little bit better because of my upbringing, and I didn't look like such a fucking square walking in because I knew who to go to and how to move and da-da-da. But at the end of the day, it's the same shit. It's like virtue signaling, you know? Watch me go be of service. And then I advertised it en masse, you know, watch me go do this thing. It's the shit that nobody sees. It's the quiet service. It's the quiet small work. That's the stuff that actually is much more fulfilling, and really that's really what's been motivating my life. It's the only reason I can like wake up and have any respite in my life. It's the only reason I can have any kind of reprieve from this nonstop monologuing that happens in my head that will put me in a shame spiral. You know, I could very easily walk into a coffee shop in the middle of Venice and look around and watch people look at me and write a whole monologue about how you think I'm the Elephant Man. Mm-hmm. And if I really want to, I could just go on Twitter and just scroll my name and just fall into some kind of K-hole of self-deprecating shame and darkness.
Do you ever do that anymore?
Of course, of course. That's why this is a daily thing, you know? My ego doesn't just disappear, like ego death, but that motherfucker will pop back up at a moment's notice. The minute I do anything good.
So prayer, what else? Like how do you keep it at bay? How do you keep it dead? Like how do you extinguish it when it pops up on a daily basis?
Having a kid is really helpful for humility.
Definitely.
Because a kid don't care, you know? That's really helpful. She's very helpful in keeping me humble. Having a squad, being a part of a group that gives you feedback in real time.
Can you walk me through the squads? Is that how often is that? It's a meeting?
It's every day. 60 dudes. And yeah, we meet every single day, 6 p.m. on Zoom.
Calm down.
We have bike rides on Thursday. We meet up at the beach on Sunday. You know, we go to other groups and stuff like that. But it's like it's a squad. It's full on. It's like a gang. And
like more.
I get out of it what Bo gets out of being in the Pueblos. Mm-hmm. Bo's not gonna tell you about all the bang bang shit he gets out. He's gonna talk about the love that he gets in it. And you know, I remember Bo telling me one time, like I remember asking him questions like you did, like why did you join this? And I remember him telling me a story about how like he was in the middle of some shit at a house and 50 dudes showed up for him to help him. That's the feeling that I get out of like this squad that I have. You know, it's not tied to like what I'm doing. They don't ask me questions like, "Hey man, what are you working on?" That's not what goes on in that room. You know. And there's other people in that room who dip and dabble in the arts and stuff like that. But there's also like just regular cats. You know. And it's a great equalizer. It's a great equalizer. It just keeps me in check. It keeps me on the ball. You know, it keeps me in alignment. You know, they ask questions like, "Were you honest all day?" You know, they ask questions like, "What'd you do for some?"
No.
Have you ever seen the Addams Family?
Who?
Have you ever seen the Addams Family?
Elvis family. No, buddy. I'm not familiar with that.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. How was your day, bro?
Somebody else today, you know? Were you kind to all God's kids? Were you kind to everybody today? Oh, you weren't? Tell me about it. Well, I flipped a dude off in traffic. Word? Why? You know? Well, and then you talk it out. Not that you're trying to dwell in the toxicity, but like you're trying to build an awareness around how you move in this life so that you can create like a bit of distance from your reactions. I'm such a reactive person, and being a cat who like I mean, I'm not Stanislavski.
हेलो भाई, क्या हाल है? ठीक हो? भैया बस ठीक है, आप बताएं। भैया जम्मू कश्मीर से। अच्छा, आप पंजाब से हैं? आपके बगल में पठानकोट। अच्छा 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 अच्छा, जी जी जी। जिंदगी मस्त कट रही है जी। जिंदगी मस्त कट रही है भाई। आवाज़ नहीं आ रही आपकी। आवाज़ तो आ रही है बट सुना ही नहीं दे रहा यार।
I don't know why people credit me with this shit. That's your thing. I was never that guy. I was far more into a different craft. You know, I was far more reactive. And when you work that way, then it's very difficult to like navigate the world and not be that. You know, I was very reactive in life, which is a lot of where this drama came from. A lot of this trauma and pain that I perpetuated on people was so reactive. So I'm developing a pause. I'm developing like the ability to shut the fuck up and not do anything. You know, and it felt so emasculine to not do something. It feels like emasculine to not do something. And for me, there's nothing more masculine than a mountain.
Tell me why.
You just don't do much, and it's always there.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can't move it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so, like, that's
it's
what
complicated.
It's kind of complicated.
Okay.
हाल है भाई, ठीक हो?
जी ठीक। इंडिया से हो आप?
हाँ। आप कहाँ से भैया इंडिया में?
मैं पाकिस्तान से।
अच्छा अच्छा, मैं जम्मू कश्मीर से हूँ। कश्मीर से इंडिया से।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा। और गेमिंग कर रहे हो?
स्ट्रीमिंग कर रहा हूँ।
अच्छा अच्छा।
और बताना. Got just shit on it.
Yeah, but it's also super simple.
That's true too.
Yeah, I mean, not to get too like arty-farty with the shit, but I like the stability of a mountain. I like the simplicity of a mountain. I like the complexity of a mountain. There's different notes, sure, you know, different elevations. Yeah, I'm not interested in like a monotone, naive optimism either. You know, that's not what I'm pitching. It's not. It doesn't make me effective to tell a dude who's in the middle of being on fire.
What?
Cash up.
Or what is it, like 12,000 rupees?
You want money? Rubies?
No, bro.
Rupees.
Thank you. I'm happy.
12,000 rupees if you show you.
I love you. I love you, bro.
Yeah, you're such a W.
How was your day, bro?
What game?
Oh, how was my day? It was good, bro. What about you?
It was alright, bro.
Oh, what game you playing?
What game you play, bro?
Buddy, actually, I'm streaming right now on YouTube.
Oh, what's your YouTube?
This is.
Don't follow on my YouTube. computer?
Yo, type in the chat, gang.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try.
Alright.
Wait.
Okay.
I'll go watch you. I'm gonna watch you right now.
Hey, we're gonna pull it over right now.
Yo, can you if I subscribe to you, will you subscribe back?
Of course, it's not a big deal.
How much subscribers do you have?
I have 2,400 and
Bro, give me my
2,460 something.
2,000?
Yeah.
Wait, do you
Wow.
make money?
Oh,
Oh, dude, I found you.
we found you, bro.
I subscribed to you. Subscribe back, please, bro. Wait, I gotta see this. Yo. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, sure. What's the name of your channel, bro?
Wait, let me check.
I would love
Bray Bug
to.
something. Bray Bug something.
Brave?
Just type in the chat, Brady.
I hear it.
Wait, I
I'll
can
type
show.
in chat.
Wait, I can show him my cock and get
Bro,
banned.
shut up. Yo. Actually,
Wait, should I flash my Johnson?
No, don't do it.
Okay, guys, bro code look away. Bro code look away.
W bid.
What?
He's W bid. Stop.
Bro code look away.
Wait, stop. Yeah, that. Wait, Colin, wait till he subscribes to me.
Bro, I can't find your channel, bro. I wrote the
Yeah,
name.
did you even post a video? He can't.
Oh, you forgot the A. It's BRA. Oh shoot, my bad. I forgot the A. It's BRAY.
Oh, I found it. Yeah, I found it. Okay.
I haven't been on this channel since like 2014.
Bro, you're
much-
trying.
Please don't watch those videos. Anything.
Wait, how much rupees do you make like a month?
Bro, honestly, not enough to not look for a job or not to go to college. Not enough to give up education right now. I don't
Bro
think
code
I.
look away. Everybody, look away.
I love you.
I love you, bro.
You guys, I think you're so nice, bro. You're elder than them. You're elder to these guys.
Me?
Oh, what was that, bro? Stop it, man. Why are you doing it, man? It's difficult, man.
Hey, it's all gonna be okay. Because it's not. Some shit's not gonna be okay. And then you gotta ask yourself why that's happening. And God either is or he isn't. You know, that's just, it's very simple. And so even the negativity that befalls your life or any kind of tragic shit that happens in your life really is, you're being tapped. You know, this is how God refines. And so I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed for all the fuck ups too. I'm blessed that I had a group of people around me who, when I was in triage mode, could really grab my arm and tie a tourniquet. And now I'm able to pay it forward and be a service to other people, and even show up here and like look another man in the eye. Just that was like a big hurdle to get past. When you're in the kind of shame that I was in, and you've been defined a certain kind of way in the public, just to get to the place where you could sit down and look another man in the eye and speak honestly about where you're at, that's like a testament to a lot of work that got done.
100%.
And really, if that's all you get out of doing the work, then do the work, you know. So, and I keep going to this God thing, and it's not like the get out of jail free card for me, you know. It's not like I'm trying to say this stuff to
How are you?
absolve myself of
I'm alright.
anything.
How was your day?
Were you? It was great. Thank you.
We are having a sleepover.
Yeah.
You guys study together? Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to be an advertisement for what this did in my life. It changed my life. I was kicking it with these monks for 9 months, and for a while I just thought like,
Where
all right,
were
this,
you with them?
Santa Ynez, there's a monastery called the San Lorenzo Novitiate. It's a monastery.
Okay.
Franciscan monks. And I was there for living in my truck in a parking lot for months until they brought me in. And wound up being like this 9-month journey with them. And they laugh so much. You never think monks are they just fucking, they're laughing all the time. They're laughing a laugh that feels pure. It's not based on like this cutting anybody up. It's like,
can you give me an example? Like somebody like lets a fart out, or
it's that.
Kind of
it's just like childish baby
people
shit.
Have been laughing about since
they're little kids, bro. It's like they've cultivated their innocence. They're like kids. They're not, but there's this innocence to them when they don't have to deal. They've taken permanent vows of chastity, obedience, and poverty. And when you cut that shit out of your life, it leaves you with this a very specific palette with which to paint. When money isn't dictating any of your decisions because you don't have a bank account, when sexual relations and pussy, and that's not clouding your brain, infringing on your ability to see shit. If you're not in charge of nothing, if you're completely obedient to basically their commanding officer, their head of vocations, then it puts you in this very like whimsical wonder. There's a lot of wonder. Yeah. It's like they're in awe all the time, not like in a naive way. You never seen people have more fun at a barbecue kind of way. The kind of shit where like I remember one time there was there was a couple of monks that, you know, they would go get groceries. People donate stuff to them, right? They don't buy shit. They live off of the whatever some days it's gonna be edamame, some days it's gonna be gummy bears. They're living off of what they get, right? And there's a beauty to it.
Are they happy with
as fuck with everything?
No, but I mean, like, is there?
There's no preference.
Lima beans, like for real?
Yeah, straight up.
But is the lima beans? Is that disappointment?
They will freak some lima beans. It's not like they don't know what to do with lima beans.
They're good with it.
They're gonna freak lima beans. Yeah. And lima beans is gonna be something you want to have. You know.
Yeah.
They're gonna freak it out, whatever it is. They're gonna go get to work. There's 20 dudes gonna be in there like chefing.
Yeah.
Like. Wolfgang Puck with some gummy bears, you know. We're about to make this happen. It's gonna pop in here tonight. And they're excited about it, you know. They'll be walking up and down the hallways like lima beans tonight, G. You know. And anyway, so I remember driving behind them, and this is like early days. This is back when I had, you know, when Abel first reached out to me about doing this, it was all ego. I was still early days of sobriety. It was like, ooh, back to hustle, wiggle room. That's how it started for me. It's like, oh, you want me to do what? With who? Willem Dafoe. Oh, bro, let me, forget all this sobriety talk. Forget all this cleaning. Yeah, I'm back. Ooh, here we go, bro. Back, right? It happened so fast. And now I'm in the mirror again. I'm doing my shit again. Just back to the old me, you know, just getting to work, you know, trying to find who this dude could be. And I'm back into like full blown.
Did it diminish the shame that was on your shoulder?
Yes.
Did that start to?
It went away. It went away immediately. This is what work used to do for me. It was like, okay, you talk shit all you want, agent man, but I'm like going to work, so like I don't care, you know. And even now, like, there's parts of me that are like, well, yeah, okay, you can hate on me all you want, but I'm still talking to this dude or doing that, and you know, my head's still, I'm a human being,
of course.
And you got to navigate, you got to see when it happens, you know. Right away when you said that, I'm in my head like, ooh, Coppola, you know, like I want to like speak to like, who are you to this, and just constant. It happens. It's just a constant process you got to be aware of. So yeah, I remember driving behind them to go pick up this stuff, and this is early days, so I'm not even there for spirituality. I'm there for like, where do you put your hands? What's it look like when you do this? I'm just like building. Right. I'm just building. You know. All right. What kind of, you know, like the vapid shit. What kind of shoes? Thief, you know. And just like, oh, prayer life. Yeah. Okay. Boom. Yeah. What does that look like? It just looks like a dude sitting in a room. Okay. Cool. But I'm not gonna actually get involved in that process. You know. And so I'm driving behind them. They're going to pick up these groceries, and I see this dude on the left turn to the dude on the right, and he just starts laughing. Just ha, 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 ha. Like the kind of like, looks like a cartoon, like a cartoon laugh. But it's kind of silhouetted because I'm in the back watching them drive. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I've experienced that a bit in my life. I remember being on Fury with you and laughing like that on the tank. These are like the most incredible moments of my life looking back now. These moments where you're laughing like that. And they laughed all the way to go get the lima beans. And on the way back to the seminary, they laughed all the way back to the seminary. And I thought this was a one-off. And every time we would get in the car and these dudes would get in the car, it was this silhouette of just outrageous laughter. And, you know, you ask them, like,
Hello, Yasir.
what are you laughing about, man? And the dude's like, don't know. Everything. Sometimes I just look at the dude and we'll just start laughing at each other. And joy was the first.
It's a sexy fucking unibrow.
Laughter was the first miracle.
Cleanest.
It felt like that was the first attractive thing about faith for me.
Right across
was the
that
laughter.
thing, dude.
Wow. And the fact that
you are fucking handsome right now. Don't let any bitch tell you otherwise. You, it's, yeah, beautiful. Nothing else. This here, real man, very strong. You get all bitches. Save them for me, you know?
Okay, bro. Have a nice day, bro.
You do. You get all the bitches. No, that's sexy. I'd lick the...
Bro, are you okay, bro? You seem like
Not really.
you want to spread love and peace to everyone, but I don't know what you're like. You're trying to help people, but are you okay?
Am I okay? To be honest,
Yeah.
I live in America. If you say you're okay, probably not gonna happen. We have Biden as our president. Probably not. But okay? I'm more than okay, my man. So you gotta enjoy life. Can't take stuff too seriously. You gotta be confident in yourself.
But how do you find peace?
How do you find peace? For me, how I find peace? By helping others.
That's true.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. Yes, sir. You always gotta spread peace and positivity, even if it's to make someone laugh for a few minutes. You spread the joy. I look like a weird crackhead from America, but that's the point. We're having fun.
Bro, how do you... Let me ask you another question. If you help someone, do you expect anything in return? That is the difficult part.
Well, the difficult part is knowing that the person you're helping is not going to do anything for you in return. But the fun part, or not fun part, but the achievement of what you're doing is you help people smile, you give them $5, $10, doesn't matter if they're going to go buy drugs or fuck off with it. You gave a little enjoyment. You help that person that day. What they do beyond that, I don't expect anything in return. The only thing I expect you to do is, if you're true to any type of God or anything, you just pass it on. Pass it on to the next person. I don't want anything in return. If I help, God will help me and he'll get me what I want. Simple as that. If I help people without expectation, and as what you're coming from is, there will be an abundance of what you need out of life. You don't get everything I want this. No, I don't need a Ferrari. I don't need this. You'll get an abundance, because people think money and wealth. No. Wealth is also considered how healthy and how you feel about yourself. I feel pretty healthy about myself, who I am. I get to help people. I help 2 people out of the day. Yeah, that's 2 people that felt a little bit better. I don't expect anything in return, but pass it on. Simple as that. Oh.
Bro, that's very brave. Helping people takes a lot of courage.
Yes, it does. And it sounds like you do a lot of that yourself, my mans.
Bro, I'm trying, bro. Like, I'm trying to be selfless. Providing selfless service to others. I'm trying.
Hey, right, so it's not what you can't give, it's the simple actions of what you do give. Simple as that. You don't need to give thousands of dollars like some, hey, look, some of these, celebrities and stuff, they're giving thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Wow, that's awesome. But there's this saying, I gave you my last $20 when I had nothing. That person gave you $20 when they had everything. Right? So they gave you $100 out of their 100,000s. I gave you $20, and that was the only thing I had left in my pocket, and I needed that for food tomorrow or gas for my car.
Bro,
God will help you do better in life. It's simple as that. You cherish and continue giving. It's a little bit hard. Yeah, no, I had to learn myself to be a little bit less selfless. But at the end of it, we're all gonna leave this world with nothing. We joined this world with nothing. I got a nice place to be able to sleep in. You know, I got a bed and stuff like that. It's easy enough. But I'd give the shirt off my back if it was needed. Shoes I needed, I'll get another pair of shoes. But at the end of the day, we're gonna leave with nothing, even if I was a millionaire. So, helping out someone, it only makes the world a better place.
Yeah.
And people that give back when they have nothing get more in return, right? Because someone that has a lot, they don't care. They just gave $100 to this guy over here. You gave $20, and you needed it tomorrow for gas into your car. God sees that. He sees you're struggling more. This person over here, oh, here's $100. It doesn't really affect him, but that $20 affected you. God will do more for this person over here. It's not that he doesn't treat them any differently, but he sees one that needs a little bit more help, or you just paid someone forward, right? A little bit later going through life, someone comes along and they're like, oh, hey, I see you got a flat tire. Hey, I see that you only put $10 in. Here's my card, let's fill up your tank. There's going to be always that reoccurrence. There's always going to be someone that's going to be giving, and that person that gives more than they receive, it's not that they're a better human. There's no such thing. It's that person that's giving, it fulfills their heart. The person that gives the $100, he could give $200 away and it's not going to affect his pocket. It doesn't fulfill here. Here, it brings me enjoyment helping out others, making them laugh throughout the day. Helps here. Helps me keep going. One more person laughing, one more person moving forward. Hey, we're in America, or I am. We have some of the highest suicide rates. One more laugh, one less death. You know, not always, but to the extent of helping out one more person. Hey,
Bro, you're
helping
making,
out
bro, by the way, I'm streaming right now on YouTube, bro. Thank you for your positivity, bro.
Oh, I appreciate you. Much love, and have a good rest of your stream, and much love. You're there.
दो आउट हो गए अरे okay, bro. Thank you so much, bro, for your kind words, bro. I hope you stay the same, bro. Keep on helping people, bro.
You do. Continue moving forward, and that's all you can do. Give what you can. Much love.
Skip कर दिया skip यासिर. पता है यासिर, आज हम मेंटल हेल्थ को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए ऐसी बातें कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि आज मेरा प्लान था सुबह पढ़ाई करने का, बट इतनी ठंड थी ना यार कमरे में, आई स्वेयर मेरे से हुआ ही नहीं. फिर मैंने कहा यार अब मेरा थोड़ा डिसिप्लिन नहीं रहेगा दिन में, तो मैं अब उन लोगों की तरफ देखता हूँ जो जब सब ठीक होता है ना, तब रियलाइज़ होता है कि प्रॉब्लम में कोई हो तो उसको कैसा लगता है, कोई पेन में है, और सेल्फलेसनेस, अपने ऊपर कंट्रोल आता है अपने नफ्स के ऊपर. बट आज पढ़ाई नहीं हुई तो डिफ़िकल्ट होगा कंट्रोल करना, इसीलिए मैं ऐसे वीडियोस देख रहा हूँ. इसमें बात कर रहे हैं मेंटल हेल्थ के बारे में, गुनाहों से बचने के लिए. ये भी तो यही बात कर रहा है, ये तब से यही बता रहा है कि गुनाह जितने कम होंगे उतना ज़्यादा आपकी बाकी हर चीज़ बेहतर रहेगी, आप लोगों की मदद भी ज़्यादा करेंगे. वो बात बहुत ही अच्छी है. जितने मैं गुनाह कम कर सकता हूँ उससे मैं लोगों की मदद भी करने लगूँगा. वो बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है यार. क्योंकि भाई जब
These monks aren't like docile, solemn all the time. You know, they cut each other's hair. They're in the gym. They're dudes, but they also have a principled life, and that became very attractive to me at a certain point. I've always been attracted to guys like Kevin Vance. I've always been attracted to a Marine, to a gangster, to an extremist who's cultivated this kind of tribe around him, who it resembles some kind of weird, jumbled up idea of masculinity to me. These go-getters in life. Because really what's sexy is the commitment. The commitment to a lifestyle.
Direction.
Is sexy. Whether it be Bo or Kevin or whatever, you're committed to it. It's a lifelong thing. It's not a tattoo. There's no removal. This is forever, right?
That's right?
And so you get around these monks and you feel something like what you feel when you're around Kevin.
Most working professionals will hate me for saying this, but Google Sheets is the worst tool.
You feel something like what you feel when you're around Bo. It's sexy. It's super appealing. You're a part of a group and they're knee deep in it. They are in love with what they got going on. And the Hollywood shit is second.
चलो यासिर भाई, थैंक यू फॉर वाचिंग यासिर भाई.
El que quiero darte.
Do I look like Grimm?
The Joe Rogan Experience.
And
what kind of blowback?
Oh man, you know, like so much. You know, I think that you know, look, man, when I had Shia LaBeouf on, you know, after these allegations came out of him and you know, being physically and emotionally abusive to his girlfriend at the time. And you know what was crazy was I never wanted to have any actors on. That was kind of like my rule, just because and not because there's just so many podcasts where actors are talking to actors and they're talking about, and I'm actually interested in that shit, but like I you know, like nobody needs to hear me talk about that. Right.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you? Yes, I'm sorry, I can't understand what's happening.
I'm sucking your dick.
Her nose was.
Hey.
Hello.
You have a unibrow.
Yeah, I have a unibrow.
You should, you know, fix that.
Thank you for your opinion, ma'am.
You're welcome. Stop.
These are the most emotional moments in Joe Rogan history, beginning with episode 1665. 5 featuring Carol Hooven.
There's one who's really interesting. Her name is Rose Namajunas, and she's an intensely like sweet person.
भाईजान क्या
She's
चाहते हो
super emo-
अरे भाई क्या हाल है भैया?
बढ़िया बढ़िया। आप भैया तुम कौन से वाले हो? पाकिस्तान वाले हो या अफगानिस्तान वो कश्मीर वाले हो?
कश्मीर।
हाँ। 3 बार मिल चुके हैं तुम मुझसे।
अच्छा मिल चुके हैं।
बताओ यार कश्मीर के वादियों के हमारे बताओ कश्मीर की ठंड में क्या ठंड क्या हो रही है?
अभी 20 पता नहीं 20 डिग्री लग नहीं रहा भाई, लेकिन ये 20 डिग्री दिखा रहा है टेम्परेचर।
सूरज की किरणें पड़ रही है।
हाँ भाई सूरज की किरणें पड़ रही है।
ये बात कश्मीर में कौन सी जगह हो आप?
मैं श्रीनगर में।
श्रीनगर। एक श्रीनगर उत्तराखंड में भी यूके में भी है।
अच्छा अच्छा उत्तराखंड में भी है।
2 श्रीनगर है, एक श्रीनगर कश्मीर में, एक श्रीनगर वहाँ पे है
हाँ हाँ हाँ
यूके में। तो आपके वाला ज्यादा फेमस है श्रीनगर।
अरे थैंक यू भैया।
यूके वाले लोगों को थोड़ा कम जानते हैं वहाँ पे, मतलब हमारे यहाँ के लोग ज्यादा जानते हैं, बाहर वाले कम जानते हैं। जैसे आउटसाइड में कम जानते हैं उनके, अदर स्टेट वाले।
जी जी जी।
आप क्या मतलब ये मोंडम हो या फिर पंडित क्या हो?
मैं मुसलमान हूँ भैया।
मोंडम हो ना? बढ़िया। और बताओ कश्मीर की हालत ठीक है? मैं बहुत सुनता हूँ कश्मीर के बारे में, ऐसा कुछ है कुछ मतलब है वहाँ पे? आप तो रहते हो उधर, जो न्यूज़ पे दिखाते हैं ये सीज फायर ये सब चीजें होती रहती है, आपके यहाँ पे कुछ ऐसा है?
भैया यहाँ पे तो ठीक ही है सब।
माहौल ठीक है मतलब है आपके उधर का?
हाँ यहाँ पे आसपास में लोग बहुत अच्छे हैं, बहुत प्यार से रहते हैं, शांति से। बच्चे स्कूल
आपस
जाते
में
हैं, लोग नौकरी पे जाते हैं।
हिंदू मुस्लिम सब साथ, मतलब कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब जो बाहर दिखाते हैं कितना, मैं तो नहीं मानता इस चीजों में कि मतलब भेदभाव हो।
नहीं कोई
ये
भेदभाव
वो
नहीं होता।
जो नेता लोग करते हैं ना वो गलत है।
हाँ मतलब
वो मुझे
न्यूज़ में
पसंद नहीं
भैया
है।
ज्यादा दिखाते हैं, ऐसा तो है नहीं भैया।
हाँ तो वो गलत चीज है, नहीं वो आदमी के मन में नेगेटिविटी लाते हैं।
जी
तो मैं
जी
देखता नहीं न्यूज, पहली बात तो मैं ये चीजें बहुत कम ही देखता हूँ, रेयर ही देखता हूँ, बहुत कम। तो मुझे पता है ये सारे ब्रेन वॉश करने वाली बात है, ब्रेन वॉश।
जी जी हाँ।
मैं तो भाई सबसे बात करता हूँ, चाहे वो हिंदू हो, चाहे मुस्लिम हो, चाहे सिख हो, चाहे ईसाई हो, सब मेरे भाई है।
जी जी बहुत अच्छी बात है भैया।
और बताओ कश्मीर से कोई यार ड्राई फ्रूट्स भेजो मेरे लिए यार। ड्राई फ्रूट्स आपके यहाँ में केसर बहुत बढ़िया होता है।
हाँ भैया
केसर
अखरोट है हमारे हमारा पेड़ है अखरोट का।
है।
आप खाते हो अखरोट?
तो हाँ बिल्कुल खाता हूँ यार, मंगा कुरियर कर दो यार।
अच्छा ठीक है भाई मैं करूँगा। क्या एड्रेस जरा मैं ट्राई करता हूँ कुछ कोरियर।
एड्रेस मैं मेंशन कर दूंगा, जो जो आपका वो लगेगा कन्वेंस और खर्चा जो भी होगा मुझे बता देना, मैं कर दूंगा। क्या 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 भाव है, कितने रुपए किलो मिलता है आपके यहाँ? तो थोक के हिसाब से मिलते होंगे ना?
अरे नहीं फ्री में कर देंगे भाई, कोई बात नहीं।
अरे ऐसा नहीं यार, जो है वो है। ये फिर भी क्या रुपए किलो आपके यहाँ पे?
भैया
केजी
ऑनेस्टली
कितना है
मुझे
इवन
नहीं
केजी?
पता भैया अखरोट का क्या प्राइस है भाई, लेकिन अब
क्या
आप
मार्केट में सेल नहीं
हमारे पास
करते?
बहुत है, अब आपको दे देंगे तो वो कोई ऐसा थोड़ी है कि हमें खाना वैसे
नहीं
कम
नहीं
ही
वो
खाते
ठीक
हैं
है आपकी
भाई।
बात। तो मार्केट्स में सेल नहीं करते आप?
नहीं नहीं
जैसे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट नहीं करते अपनी पे?
ये रहता
तो
इसकी
अपने
लाइफ भी
अपने
बहुत लंबी होती है ना, अगर हम इसको घर पे ही रखें ना तो बहुत टाइम तक ये फ्रेश भी रहता है, इसकी खास बात यही
कैश
है
रहते
ड्राई
नहीं
फ्रूट।
मेरे तो यूके में भी है, उत्तराखंड में भी बहुत है
जी जी जी
करोड़ के। पर हम बहुत कम ही, मतलब गांव में जैसे कोई आना जाना होता है तभी लेके आते हैं ना।
जी 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 जी
ये हमारे पेड़ है अखरोट के गांव में,
जी
जंगल में
जी
है काफी,
जी जी जी
बहुत घने जंगल में रहते
जी
हो। उसका पेड़ भी ऐसे होता है कि चढ़ नहीं पाते बंदे, बहुत कम रेत चढ़ पाते हो, ऐसे पेड़ होता है उनके
जी जी
नारियल के। चलो अभी कितनी वॉचिंग है? 2 बंदे देख रहे हैं, कितने देख रहे हो? तो ये हाँ बोल रहा है। बढ़ेंगे वॉचिंग टाइम बढ़ेगा, लगे रहो। यही है क्या प्रोफेशनल आपका, प्रोफेशन आपका ये?
नहीं 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 अभी कुछ जॉब वॉब
यूट्यूब
ढूंढ रहा हूँ, जब जॉब मिलेगी फिर वही करेंगे, और
आपने
साथ
बताया
में
था सर
कभी
वाईटी
कभार ये
वाईटी
भी
का
होता रहेगा।
आईटी आईटी बता रहे थे ना,
हाँ
क्या आईटी वीटी में क्या था वो?
जी जी जी
हो जाएगा, हो जाएगा, बिल्कुल हो जाएगा आपका।
कोशिश तो वही करेंगे भाई।
बिल्कुल होगा। चलो जी, मिलते हैं, दोबारा मिलेंगे।
He's getting his day.
Already coming. Okay.
क्या था भाई?
Emotional. Like there was a video of me interviewing her after she just re-won her title, and I was talking about her mindset. See, find that on my Instagram, because like I was talking
What
to
if
her
Abraham Lincoln?
after she won the title. It was this amazing thing. She knocked out this girl, Zhang Weili, who's this monster. She's terrifying. She's this physical specimen, and she knocked her out with a head kick in the first round. It was crazy. They give her the title, and then I talk to her about it. And when I'm talking to her, she's emotional, she's crying, and I cried. I totally cried. And this is the first time I ever cried.
Going on for me.
During an interview about it. And when I'm talking to her, she's emotional, she's crying, and I cried. I totally cried. This is the first time I ever cried. During an interview, the first time.
But God did it, man. I really just had to have faith in him, and that's.
One thing she was saying is just, we have to be better people. She like had this message while I was interviewing her in the cage after winning a fight. And she's like, we got to be nicer to each other. That was her message. It's about transcending whatever you think you are and becoming something better. That's what it's about.
Next, on episode 1906, David Goggins shares a heartbreaking story.
I had this fucking kid, man, who fucking literally, the reason I talk about haters so much is this little boy, his parents reached out to me, and he was getting so much hate at school. And we get so many emails, I can't.
Hi.
You are very beautiful.
Thank you. I think you have a good heart. That's why you say it.
I love you.
Peace and love. We have to be nice
I
to
love
each
you
other.
so much. I'm gonna go on.
What?
I'm gonna go on.
Check them all. But I get to them, but later on, much like 2 or 3 months later. So this guy wrote us, and this kid was having a hard time with bullies. And when I got to his email, I got to it, called his family up, said, hey, what's going on? You know, it's David Goggins. They were all happy to hear it. He had himself. So, like, in the back of my fucking mind, and what hurt me the most was when I read the fucking email. Woo, shit. I gotta get my shit together. I wasn't gonna bring this shit up. Yeah, I read the email, and they said you can help our son. You know, our son really admires you, and that's why I'm very vocal for a lot of reasons.
These are the
Yeah, I read people aren't with bullies, and when I got in the back of my and that's why I have to be strong, because I know a lot of people aren't. So, you know, that's why I don't cower from shit.
On episode 1910,
my life when I was there, and they were the first guys to say things to me that sounded like there was a route towards something salvific for me.
Like
it happened, like this stuff also happened to a man named Saint Augustine. And they started breaking down Augustine to me and who he was, and started explaining to me who Saint Francis was. And you come to find that most of these stories of saints in the faith were fuck-ups, full-blown fuck-ups. They weren't perfect people who did perfect shit their whole lives, and they wound up. They.
भाई नहीं जम्मू कश्मीर से.
ओके जम्मू कश्मीर से कहाँ से?
श्रीनगर से.
अरे भाई तुम तो अपना भारतीय हो, क्या हाल है आपके?
ठीक भाई, आप बताना।
बढ़िया भाई बढ़िया। क्या चल रहा है? ठंड हो गया वहाँ पे?
हाँ भाई, यहाँ पे ठंड हो रही है।
हम ट्रिप बना रहे थे श्रीनगर की, बताओ अच्छी रहेगी?
हाँ बहुत अच्छी, इस वक्त तो बहुत अच्छा वेदर,
नहीं नहीं,
ठंडा है।
जनवरी एंड में।
हाँ वो तब स्नोफॉल होता है जनवरी में।
ओके, रास्ते रास्ते तो नहीं बंद होंगे ना वहाँ के?
रास्ते वास्ते, हाँ भैया, मतलब थोड़ा प्रिडिक्शन होती है ना 7-8 दिन पहले, तब शायद आ
ओके।
जाना। अब तो तब आ जाएगा, तब अच्छा रहेगा ना।
आप क्या करते हो?
मैं अभी बीटेक कंप्लीट कर ली अभी कुछ दिन पहले, अब कोर्सेज कर रहा हूँ।
अरे भाई आपने कंप्लीट करी, हम कर रहे हैं।
अरे बढ़िया भाई बढ़िया।
कौन सी किस में करी बीटेक?
कंप्यूटर साइंस में।
अरे सेम टू सेम ब्रदर, सेम टू सेम।
बहुत अच्छा भाई, बहुत अच्छा।
चलो, कहाँ से करी थी आपने बीटेक?
मैंने कश्मीर से ही करी, कश्मीर यूनिवर्सिटी में।
ओके ओके, चलो नाइस मीटिंग यू भाई।
नाइस मीटिंग यू भाई, टेक केयर।
A requirement
touched by God from the beginning, poop and gold, like yeah.
It wasn't that way.
Yeah.
The requirement for their sainthood was the fuck up.
They've been there.
They had to. They had to have experienced real negative shit in their life to be able to have this other thing, this salvation, this hero's journey. They're explaining saints to me. It's like the hero's path, you know. And I'm a writer. I'm in my head, you know. What is my hero's journey? I'm always asking myself. Well, what? And this is sort of. And I always thought it was going to be through the craft. That my hero's journey was kid from the bottom, came to Hollywood with no fucking training, and now I'm like, you know, working with these people and this, and I'm doing that. And that was my hero's journey, and it was so curt, it was so blunt and lazy. And it wasn't like this other thing that's available. And so you get around these dudes and you hear about their path and how these guys got there, and you start meeting dudes who, like professional tennis players, you know, got lost on steroids, you know, drugged up, got completely wayward, and then decided to enter the order. And so these are dudes who know something about competitive sports. They know about like ego in the way that I do. The only people I've ever been able to feel like I'm close to in terms of the way that I deal with my craft is athletes. It's sports figures. And you find that a lot of sports figures are deeply insecure people because it's all based, because it's a meritocracy, and that's what irregardless of if this is how the business works now, the way I view the business is, it is a meritocracy. You know, you get respect based on what you can do and how hard you work. And sports is like that. And that's a shitty way to live, because everything that comes to you is based on you and what you do. And if everything in your life surrounds you and is centered on you, you become a fucking a vapid, self-interested, selfish, self-centered human being. How could you not? The world is happening in front of you. The default setting already is that you're completely self-absorbed. But then when you're involved in a meritocracy, like working for commission, basically, then it's all about your efforts. Your efforts dictate how your life is going to go. And then there's no room to have faith.
The guys that couldn't make the team, are you worthless because you didn't make the team? Not at all. Do you have a purpose out there? Are you important?
See, but that not at all is not a given. It's not a given.
Understood. Understood. And well, I think it is probably was and is extraordinarily difficult for you.
Yeah,
who's been doing this for.
मेरे ग्रैंडफादर भी ऐसे ही जगह रहते थे। बहुत अच्छा घर है आपका। मैं भी उनके साथ ऐसे ही रूम में, बहुत अच्छा घर है भाई। बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही। हाँ, यहाँ पे थोड़ा बच के रहना पड़ता है, लोग गालियाँ देते हैं। पेशेंस रखो यार, कोई बात नहीं। यस, फिस्ट बम्प। मैं जम्मू कश्मीर से, इंडिया से ही। आप कैसे एक्सप्लेन करोगे? कितने क्या हिंट दे रहे हो आप? ऊपर से नीचे दिल्ली मुंबई मुंबई के ऊपर झारखंड झारखंड के नीचे यार इतना मैप मुझे याद नहीं रुको मैप देखने दो 1 मिनट 1 सेकेंड आप कह रहे हो चलो थोड़ी मज़ा आएगा हिंट देते रहो बस आप कह रहे हो आप हो झारखंड उत्तर प्रदेश कहाँ गया मध्य प्रदेश राजस्थान यार यहाँ पे तो कुछ इंडिया का मैप राजस्थान है गुजरात है गुजरात राजस्थान राजस्थान से राजस्थान के ऊपर नीचे
अरे भैया राजस्थान से ही
अच्छा राजस्थान से ही है बढ़िया बढ़िया
For so fucking long.
That was
and,
it.
Yeah, man.
I had no value once they took the job from me. There was no value in me as a human without this craft. I didn't have any reason to be alive. My whole life.
And you were super untrusting of friendship, bro. Like you never, you know what I mean? Like that's what, like before I even met you, man, I was like, I'm gonna show that motherfucker what it's like to have a friend.
It's
like
true.
I'm gonna be his friend. And it was always, it was always a resistance.
Which made me untrusting of love.